Coming up on the WP Minute, one theme to rule them all, looking ahead to Gutenberg 16.7 and WordPress 6.4, and how has AI impacted your content marketing? All that and more, coming right up. Hey, it's Matt from the WP Minute. Did you know there's a professional group of WordPressers excited to meet you? If you're looking for a more casual WordPress Slack membership to join, chat about the news, and share your own content with our audience, consider joining the WP Minute membership for $79 a year. Get access to our group of merry WordPress bandits and help support our show. Head to thewpminute.com/support to join. One theme to rule them all. The dust is settling on the Ollie Themes onboarding experience, which was set to be included in the theme's core functionality when author Mike McAllister submitted it to the theme repo. The onboarding experience bucked the trend of traditional themes and included additional functionality like an onboarding wizard, building pages with the click of a button, and embedding helpful content. You can see a walkthrough of it in my video on YouTube. This was viewed as innovative and something that the WordPress experience desperately needed. However, guidelines from the theme team generally draw the line at this type of functionality to go beyond what a theme should serve as, a presentation layer. Innovation. Who is responsible for innovation in WordPress? I view the theme team as drawing up the rules of the road for a wider range of new contributors and to safeguard end users, help usher along the WordPress theme development experience for new contributors, guiding them on building themes the WordPress way, to maximize what WordPress core features gives us in a safe fashion, which trickles down to the end user. They get a theme that works with WordPress core, with code that meets the WordPress standards and is safe from malicious intent. Encourage developers to meet end-user desires, all filtering through a volunteer-led program. It's a true testament to open source. But back to innovation, is the theme team also responsible for pushing innovation of WordPress? Sarah Gooding collected the feedback from WordPress leadership, which was largely in favor of including Ollie's onboarding, and seemed to think that this could be a useful experiment to progress the block-based theme experience. In my world, this brings up two issues. 2.5, but I'm not going to talk about the other half. There's no communication layer between WordPress core and the theme team. No QA process, no product meetings, no roadmap overview. This is the most common issue in product development or enterprise software sales. Customer Z wants something that has never been developed before in the core product. Sales and corporate stakeholders get excited because this could be a shiny new toy. CEO tells product team to develop it by the end of the week. Time marches on, markets shift, and now that killer feature is just a worthless tech debt. CEO turns back to the stakeholders and wants to hold someone accountable for a failed product. Product team says that the squeaky wheel salesperson is the one that wanted this in the first place, but that salesperson quit 6 months ago and is now working for Salesforce. There was no true process in place for the product team to pull from the live stream of customer feedback in the rest of the organization. But remember, I said there were two issues. Humans be humaning and out for commercial interests. Call a spade, maybe in this case, a theme author, a jetpack? Seriously, Matt and Automattic aren't the only entity out to commercialize their product. I assume, based on my interview with McAllister from 7 years ago, he's going to have a commercial option. And as I've said countless times before, there's nothing wrong with that. Just say it. And not just Mike, everyone. Issue number 2. This is the same issue I've been covering as a content creator and as a former theme author myself from 10 years ago, is that a majority of theme authors cycling through our volunteer-led theme team have commercial interests at play. That's not a bad thing. Go ahead, secure the bag. It's that these moments in WordPress history eventually expose the faults with a massive distribution powerhouse that is WordPress.org, with loose community guidelines governing what could be hundreds of millions of dollars worth of commercial theme upsells across the board. If that theme got in, what about me? If they're doing it that way, why can't we do it this way? How long will they be on the featured theme list? What about us? So there's whataboutism debt and real technical debt to consider when providing a pass to Ollie. Conclusion. I promised myself less of this type of content, but here I am. Do I think what Mike built into Ollie is good? Yes. Do I think it helps WordPress users using his theme? Yes, but I don't see the upside in just this theme operating this way, making an impact across the entire WordPress ecosystem. The stress, attacks, and pressure placed on theme team volunteers alone don't make this worth it. They'll have to deal with hundreds of authors coming in to build out their own new experience. And then when they don't pass the test, we rinse and repeat this vicious cycle. Commercial theme authors standing on their virtuous soapbox saying they are doing it for the good of WordPress. Use our coupon code Gutenberg to save 20% at checkout. Ollie can still make an impact by just existing in the market, even off WordPress.org. Heck, it already has. If it catches the eye of Anne McCarthy or Richard Tabor, it might bring this kind of experience into core WordPress, which could be the best outcome for everyone, end users and theme authors. Or Mike could just build this as a plugin or release it as a set of code any theme author could adopt into their theme to make this happen, which would leave a bigger impact on the community as a whole. Speaking of, I invited Mike on the podcast, but he's declined for now. Anyway, that's the spirit of open source and the excitement of being in the WordPress ecosystem. We're able to pluck a lesson out of the clouds of chaos, which we invest back into the foundation of WordPress success. But I'll die on the hill defending the volunteers that are upholding the guidelines set in the community, operating in transparency, and for the good of WordPress as a whole, every single time. Impacts of AI and a look ahead to WordPress 6.4. This week, I had the pleasure of interviewing Brian Jackson, talking all about content marketing and the impact of AI. Brian was a prolific content marketer for Kinsta and spent a portion of his life writing content for the brand during their growth cycle. Don't miss this episode if you want to learn how he's using AI at his plugin business, Forge Media. Gutenberg 16.7 is out, which brought some new ways to manage fonts in WordPress and your patterns in site building. I review those updates in my video on YouTube if you want to see the latest and greatest coming to WordPress 6.4. That's it for today's episode. Be sure to listen to our other podcast, the WP Minute, which you can find for free where you get this podcast. Search for WP Minute in your favorite podcast app and add both because we got some great interviews lined up as always. If you're a WordPress product or service owner and you want to get the word out about your product, like a Black Friday deal or get a video overview done, say hello to a launch with WP Minute. Head to thewpminute.com/launch to find out how you can get your brand to stand out in this competitive WordPress world. Head to thewpminute.com/launch if you're a WordPress product, service, or brand. Thanks to our pillar sponsors, Pressable and Bluehost. Thanks to our Foundation Plus sponsor, the WP World. Without these sponsors, support from our paying members, and you, the listener, the WP Minute wouldn't be possible. That's it for today's episode. We'll see you in the next one.